Ladies and gents, welcome to the journalistdj.com. As you know by now, we're all about dance culture, and Amapiano is just that, it's part of the subgenre of house music. And next to me, I've got Lerato, but I call him Staxx. Yo, Staxx, how you feeling today, my brother?
And he calls me Staxx. It's funny how a couple of years ago, I used to bring artists that I manage and that I consult for in terms of PR services to you for interviews through Skipani. Even now with the platform that you're running, the Journalist DJ, I was still bringing artists to you to be interviewed. Now you're interviewing me. How am I feeling? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling over the moon, if I should say so. Because this is a platform that I've been working on since the beginning of 2024, actually. And I was just doing my own research as well, because I believe before you start something, you need to do research. You need to understand what is it that you're going into. Just like any other business, not only in the music business, but just like any other business, whether you're going to construction, logistics, or whatever, you need to do research and understand how that business works or how the ecosystem of that industry works, So, I think I'm feeling good. And, today is the launch of Just Piano Africa, which is an initiative that we just launched today. It's a culture movement for piano where we'll have, it comprises of different elements, from artist management to marketing and PR services, booking services, pop-up events, merchandise. But I can't reveal more as we'll be introducing a lot of things as the year goes by, But also just to highlight the name Just Piano Africa, we didn't want to limit it to, piano originates from South Africa, I'm one person, I grew up in the Eastern Lane,
Eastern Beach Rand.
So I think from around 2012, 2013, every time I go out, piano has always been there, But at the time it was more instrumental, There wasn't like a lot of, how can I put it, like vocalists behind piano, So for me, piano is nothing new to me. It's something that I've always been exposed to for years and years and years, And with this platform, we're trying to achieve more, We're trying to help up and coming artists, And it's not only limited to artists or creatives. It's also, getting aspiring artist managers, PR specialists, so that we can train them, because there are plans of running programs, to educate people about the music business. Because at times I just feel like the information when it comes to music business, it's always, people always gatekeep it, And for us, we don't want to gatekeep any information. We want to spread the information. We want this genre to grow beyond, what it is, because it has so much potential, And I think it is proven itself, globally, how it's been appreciated and received, So that's the whole point of aim of starting this movement.
You're such a professional. You answered all my questions, but I want to go back to, Lerato Staxx. Like you mentioned earlier, when I met you, you were more behind the scenes, and, you've worked with a lot of artists, like I don't want to, like if I name them, we'll be here for a long time, but a notable project for me is your Scorpion Kings, man, which, a lot of people would say changed Amapiano on a commercial scale. So tell me about, how did you work with, now that's you, being the guy. I just want to let the viewers know that, the guy behind Just Piano has worked with some of the best artists in the genre, right? And I just want you to tell me about like Scorpion Kings, the first time during lockdown, you having a chat with Kabza Maporisa and their team at Piano Hub, the team at what's Maporisa's label? New Money Gang. How was that like, man? Just take us through some of like the highlights of that, and how has that shaped you into the, building the Just Piano brand today?
So it wasn't during lockdown. Actually, it was 2019. I think when should I say, at the height of piano, or when piano
when it was popping.
When it was popping. So Tuli, who manages Maporisa and Gabza. At that time, I didn't know Gabza. I just knew Gabza, but I had a relationship with Tuli, and I also had a relationship with Pori, but obviously more from a professional relationship in terms of, doing radio plugging work, So with Scorpion Kings, Tuli reached out to me. Pori also reached out to me that, they've got songs that they would like me to assist them in terms of plugging to radio, and I can't remember which was the first song that they sent me, but Amantombazana was also part of it with Something Soweto, and I think from Gabza's project there was Nana Tula as well, and then beginning of 2020, around January, just 2 months before lockdown, there was Mtendeni as well that they sent to me to assist them with radio plugging, but obvious fast forward, I've helped a couple of guys in the piano space in terms of radio plugging and PR services, In 2023, I think I worked on one of the biggest songs, which Universal Music Group gave me, which was a Demtuda song, Squid is Nice. I was also behind that, in terms of radio plugging. I was also behind DJ Stoki's Aukuzegi and DJ Stoki's Mastogoze as well, and obviously I managed Umtunzi as well as one of the artists that I managed. So Gabza had a collabo project with Umtunzi, which was a phenomenal, one of the successful Amapiano projects, and with that project with Imitandas, I pushed Imitandas, obviously it's me and my team and the Staxx Music, so yeah, in terms of pushing radio, man, I've been doing it for the past 12, 13 years, and yeah, with Scorpion Kings, like I said, it was actually their first project that I worked on in terms of radio services.
Yeah. Man, thank you for sharing the story. So, having that experience, of always being there, working with the top artists, I know you mentioned what Jaspion is going to do, but what is the one thing that you want to solve in the Amapiano space that you feel like, as Lerato Staxx, if I solve this problem, I can retire?
I'm not sure about retiring, but there are a couple of things that we're still going to roll out. But for me, one thing that stands out, it's something that I've been doing for the past 9 years with Komisa. So Komisa is based in Durban, KZN. So we run artist management masterclasses and also music publishing masterclasses. It's a program that runs for 10 months. It's funded by government in KZN. So what we do, obviously, we teach people about the music business, it's not, the program is not targeted at artists. It's targeted at aspiring artist managers and music publishers, So that's where we get to teach people about different types of contracts, different types of royalties, how distribution works, how marketing and PR works, how radio plugging works, the different types of deals that you get from a label, whether it be an artist deal, a direct artist deal, whether it be a licensing agreement, whether it be a JV. So there's just a lot of topics that we cover. And it has proven to be a success because of our students with what they've been doing lately. Some work for Universal Music, some work for The Orchard, some work for Sheer Publishing. Some have their own thing going on. There's a guy called Gifton Galose. He runs the Music Business Academy, So Gift used to be one of my students at Komisa, I've also had Holy Ray's mom, Vivian, who was also my student at Komisa as well. So for me, I'm just trying to bring those programs into the whole piano space, to educate people about the ecosystem of the music business, and how you can grow it further. Because I just feel like we are in business at the end of the day, So we need to treat this thing as a business, And honestly, I feel like Amapiano is at an advantage because how it's been received by the rest of the world, But then I just feel like there's a certain perception that the rest of the world views Amapiano, and we need to change the perception and just make it something bigger than what it is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lastly, man, how can people get hold of Staxx? I know after this interview, people are gonna want you to manage them and stuff like that. What's the best way to go through that in terms of like the channels?
I mean, you can go to Staxx Music Management on Instagram and all the platforms, Facebook. There's also Just Piano Africa on Instagram and all the platforms. So depending if you want to reach us through Just Piano Africa, we've got Instagram and Twitter, whatever, all the social media accounts. So anything, just hit us up on social media. Just follow us as well, just to see the amazing work that we'll be rolling out as time goes by.
Yeah. Hey, yo, bro, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else that I missed that you want to say?
2025 moving forward, let's just grow this industry. Let's grow piano. Let's change the narrative that people have, And yes, I've seen a couple of statements, people talking about death of piano and this and that. And you and I have had this conversation before, I don't think the genre is dying, I just think that the genre just needs a bit of structure, alignment, do this. It still has legs to grow, We can't kill a genre over, over a statement, unfortunately, So for me, I'm just saying, in 2025 moving forward, anyone that just wants to work with us, we are big on collaborating, So that's all I have to say. For me, the biggest thing is collaboration. I'm big on collaboration. So anyone that's looking to collaborate with us, whether it's from a music perspective, artist management perspective, events or whatever, just hit us up and let's collaborate and make this thing bigger.
Yeah, I know. Thank you so much, bro. And we out.